Yes. So, good day, students. Yes. I hope now you have stopped talking among yourselves. I can see your conversation. I think some children in this group are very talkative. Will stop passing comments and talking with others when the class is going on? Okay. I hope. Okay. The other day, with the help of PPT, I had taken up the class and I saw some of the dislikes also. So I wondered whether you have all have understood the lesson or not. So I decided to summarize a lesson that we did the other day, glimpses of the past today. Okay, so that it becomes clearer to you all. Okay, fine. I'll start. Okay, glimpses of the past means our history under British. In short, in form of comics, they have tried to make it interesting for you. And we begin with the map. Giving you a map, of course, on the first page, you have got pictures, two pictures of freedom fighters and also Indira Gandhi, and we discussed that it was of 26 January 1963 when she sang in the memory of our Indian soldiers. We had a war in 1962 between China and India. So she sang this song. We discussed the other Mere Watan Ki Logo. Okay, and from the next page, our lesson begins. Okay, and there is a map to show that in 1765, the Britishers had only some parts of East. When we saying about East, it means Bangladesh was also in India. It was a part of India, Bangladesh, and some parts you can the other day I showed you the map also. Okay, I hope my voice is clear to you. Yes. Okay. So, and okay, now I just summarize the points, the main points that we did the other day. So, in the beginning, in 1765, we find they had only a small area under them. But as the time went, within 100 years, they were ruling the whole country. How? How? That has been discussed in this chapter. The first point is that there was enmity, there was rivalry among the Indian prince, of course, among people also, and among we'll talk about the prince, about the people in the next. It's given on the next page. But first, about Indian prince, the kings, the kingdoms. They were not united. They were very happy to see the white Britishers, and they called them. They asked them to help them to overthrow their enemies. They were not foresighted, far-sighted. They were short-sighted. They were not aware that consequences that it will happen, that Britishers who came from Europe far away to India, why would they help Indians? Okay, so they forgot all that. They only thought of overthrowing their enemies, those who were Indians, and the result was that the Britishers began to interfere in the countries, one after the other, overthrowing the kings, the prince, and those whom they didn't overthrow, they interfered. They were just like puppets in their hands. Puppet jante and Katputli. They did whatever the Britishers wanted. Okay, so that was the first point. That they, in the beginning, 1765, they hardly had only East. They rule or their control was only in the East. But gradually they began to interfere when kings took their help to overthrow the other kings. But in this scenario, we find that Tipu Sultan of Mysore fought against them. Though he was defeated, but he was the ruler who fought against the Britishers. The other things that we discussed, the other points that the bad things in our society, the evil in the society, and And we discussed about the superstitions. There were many superstitions. Like if somebody crossed the seas, that person would lose their religion, will be outcasted. And there was untouchability, there was child marriage. So people were divided, and these people, Britishers, they looked down at the Indian society. For them, they said they are uncivilized, and they took whatever raw material. They had industries, they had factories in their home or their England, and they took the raw material from here and they forced Indian farmers to grow what they needed in their factories and very less rate. Okay, and they even levied माने उनपे लगा देना, लगावन जैसे कहते हैं ना, they levied taxes on the farmers, poor farmers who were forced to grow whether it was dye or whether it was cotton, which the Britishers needed in their factories. Okay, number one. Number two, artisans lost their work. How? First of all, they had to pay taxes, heavy taxes, and then Britishers brought their own goods. They took the raw material from here, from India, and then they brought goods made in England. The goods made in England or from England they brought and they sold here in India. And it had, or those goods had no import duty. And the result was that the artisans, Indian artisans, because they were making things by hand and it took long. So those things would be a bit costly, but they lost the market because people were getting cheaper goods at cheaper rates. Okay, so it was a huge loss to the farmers. They became poor, they were starving. Artisans, they were starving, they had no work, they were dying of starvation. Now, next we discuss about Ram Mohan Roy. He was a great educationist, a social thinker, reformer in Bengal, from Bengal, and he believed in science education. He said to Indians, of course he started a newspaper which was shut down by Britishers, but he propagated his ideas, telling Indians to take pride in your civilization. That Indian civilization was also rich, our culture was rich, and people should take, and there were great achievements done by Indians, and people should take pride in it. Number one. Number two, he said that he gave example of cows, that cows may be of different colors or they may be different, but the color of the milk is same. And then he compared it to religion, that religions may be different, but the essence of all the religions is same. They all propagate good character, goodness, a way to God, to reach God, all the religions. So we should unite. Indians should unite. They should take pride in their culture. They should not fight over caste system or religion. Okay, so that is what he propagated. Then he laid stress on science education, because against all the superstitions, he said science education is very important to enlighten the people. Then he himself went to England, and there he had a meeting with the Britishers, and he said that in that he told them, the leaders, the administrators, that they should take interest in the people, do something for the Indian people, because they were subjects and they were the rulers, and ruler is like a father. They should, but Britishers did not heed. They were very selfish, they were greedy, they only wanted more and more wealth from India. So, and then after that, and their operations, a suppression continued. And then we find Regulation 3 passed by Britishers, under which Indians could not voice, could not speak. If they did, they were put behind bars or put in jail without any trial. No trial. They were just picked up and put, and so Indians could not speak. Okay, and if they did, they were ready to go to jail to sacrifice for the country. And this, all this continued. And then we find there was this dissatisfaction, frustration continue to increase among Indians. And then it was around, or we can say by 1856, if we look at the map, we find that nearly the whole country was under British. See, in 1765 when they started, and by 1856 they had whole country. And now Indians began to slowly unite. Now they understood the aims, the goals which the Britishers had in mind. Now we find in Bengal the first revolt or rebel, yes, by center, because there was dissatisfaction among farmers, and they wanted to. There was so much dissatisfaction because there was drought, famine, and still the farmers had to pay the taxes. And the result, then somehow that anger broke out, and many Britishers were killed out of anger. They were massacred. Okay, but again they were suppressed ruthlessly by the Britishers. Then we find then that Indians, this dissatisfaction, frustration that I am talking about was spreading. Now, British also emphasized on English education. They felt that Indians, if they knew English, because till then education in India was either in Sanskrit or Persian language. So, but Britishers felt that if they knew English, they would work for them and they would respect them, the culture. So that is why they implemented or they brought English education in institutions for Indians. But Indians, when they got in English education, they became more confident. They now began to understand. Now they began to grow thinkers, intellects. They began to have confidence to speak against them. Okay, they worked hard and they rose, but they were not given higher positions. They could only become clerks. Higher positions were held by Britishers. It is our country. But in our own country, Indians were not given higher positions, though they were higher educated. But they were not given higher positions. We discussed the other day, and they were given low salary. Now, this dissatisfaction, frustration spread among the army, also in army, among the soldiers, in the army, soldiers, among soldiers, it spread. How they began to compare that the Britishers, soldiers, were getting higher salaries, many of them living in big houses, mansions, and they had servants, whereas Indian soldiers, they were getting very less salary. So there was a lot of frustration. And then the final straw or spark was when the rumor spread that the bullets that they were using had fat or grease of the cows and the pigs. And that was the last. And the Indian soldiers, they refused to touch it. And they broke out, rebellion broke out, revolt broke out, they revolted against them, against the Britishers, and it spread. Already they had begun to unite, and chapati or lotus flower used to pass to villages to unite, giving them secret messages to unite. And on this day, they were going to revolt. And finally, this revolt, there was a revolt in North, especially Meerut, Allahabad, spread in this north area in UP, surrounding UP areas. But in this, Bahadur Shah Zafar, they went to Delhi. These people, Bahadur Shah, they declared that you are our king. We do not recognize Britishers as our rulers. But of course, it's not mentioned in your book here. But in history, you will read that Bahadur Shah Zafar was arrested. They were strong, and there were still Indians who were working for Britishers. So Britishers, and this revolution, though it is not given here, but in history you will study, this revolt was the starting, the first revolter. And Indians now got confidence that if they get united, the whole country gets united, then surely they would be able to overthrow the Britishers. So this was the beginning, the spark. Okay, so it erupted all of a sudden, but it was only in the north. That is why it was not successful. But it was the beginning. Of course, with a heavy hand, the Britishers suppressed this revolt. They arrested Bahadur Shah Zafar, and his sons were killed, beheaded, killed, and in a book or some other names of freedom fighters. Some few names have been mentioned, like Begum Hazrat of Lucknow, Kavar Singh of Bihar. Then some more names have been given here. I hope now it is clear to you. Buffering is coming. Here, only one person is saying buffering. I think there is some problem in your network. Please check. Only one person, that is gaming with AK, is reporting about buffering. Only gaming with AK. What is his name? Please tell your name. तुम्हारा जो ये गेमिंग विद AK, you're not using your name. अच्छा, others, Sangeeta is also telling you buffering. But it's clear here. I think some problem with your network. Your connection. It is disturbed in your area. Okay, because others are saying good also. So I think the buffering, that area where you are staying, there is some problem there, because in our net or on our screen we can see it is quite clear. Okay, please check your net. Okay, now this is over. Have you completed your question answers? I want yes or no. No, ma'am. Okay, it is all okay. All good. Yes. So those children who are reporting about it, I think the problem is with your network. So check your network. Now, children, I hope this is clear to you now, the lesson. Okay. Now, should I discuss the question answers? I'll discuss the question answers, because I had asked you to go through the questions, and by now I'm sure you must have gone through your questions. So open your books on page 45. I have my book with me. I'll read out the questions, and okay, yes, I can see yes on the screen. This first question we have already discussed. Who is a singer and a white? Who else do you see in the picture? We already discussed this. So you can write in the book itself with pencil the answers of this question. Then picture 2, what you understand a company's superior weapon. Now this you will write in your notebook. So from question 2, you will start writing from your notebook. After this class, today I am discussing, and evening by evening, or maybe tomorrow, I'll give the question first. Like I said, you try to do the answers on your own, and then you can check from my answers. Okay, my answers that I shared in the WhatsApp group. So what do you understand by company's superior weapons? What do you understand? Are weapons, the weapons that Indian soldiers were using were still outdated, okay, whereas the company was using advanced guns and artillery. Artillery means ये लड़ाई के सामान, arms भी बोलते हैं, artillery. So they were using advanced. That was a difference. And Indians were still using sword also, SWORD, sword, and outdated arms or outdated weapons of battle. Got it? Second question. Who is an artisan? Artisan is a person who is skilled worker who makes things by hand. Okay, like weavers, blacksmith. Why do you think the artisans suffered? They suffered because, number one, the Britishers levied heavy taxes on them. Number one. And number two is that the Britishers brought their own goods made in the factories, which had no import duty, and they were sold at cheaper rates. And the result of these two things were that the artisans suffered. They had no job now. Okay, they starved. Which picture? Now this fourth one you can do. First and fourth question you do in the book only, but second and third you do in your notebook. Which picture according to you reveals the first sparks of, I think that I discussed just now, the sparks, the first one. Is it Page 42, first one. So you do in the book itself. This fourth one, it's not that important because in exams you will not get any picture and they'll ask which picture. So this is just for your understanding. So first and fourth you do in the book with pencil, and second and third you do in your notebook. Okay, I hope you have got your books before you, books and also your pencils. Okay. Now let us look at the other questions I am discussing. I'll read out the next question. Do you think the Indian prince was short-sighted in their approach to the events of 7? Yes, they were short-sighted. They were not far-sighted, they were short-sighted. They were only looking at the gains they were getting at that juncture. They did not think the outcome of their actions. Okay, for momentary benefits, we can say momentary benefits. They took the help of the Britishers to overthrow their neighbors without realizing that the Britishers would gradually interfere or take up their kingdoms as well. Okay, so you can write in one or two sentences this answer. Do you think the Indian princes were short-sighted? Yes, they were short-sighted in their approach because they forgot that Britishers were foreigners who had come to India, who came to India for in their own interest. Okay, in their own interest, and if they helped the Indians, they would then have their own motives behind them. Okay, so they were short-sighted. Now, second question: how did the East India Company subdue the Indian prince? So, how did by interfering, they subdued Indians by helping, taking advantage of the rivalry among them. They overthrew overthrew some of them and began to interfere in the internal affairs. Secondly, they had better equipments or better weapons, more advanced weapons, which they used in their warfare, and thus they were able to subdue Prince one by one. Got it? Now, next one also, next third question you do in the book. You no need to do in the what have they asked? You do in the book, in the notebook. Do all these in your notebooks. Okay. Quote the words used by Ram Mohan Roy to say that every religion teaches the same principles. Just now, I had, while summarizing the lesson, I had given this answer. The cows may be different, but the color of the milk is same. Same way, religions may be different, but the essence of all religions is same. Okay? Okay, now next question. I hope now you're paying attention and not talking or okay, sure. Now next question. In what ways did the British officers exploit Indians? How did they exploit Indians? Numerous ways. Many we discussed. So they jailed them without, or they passed the regulation 3, under which the Indians could be sent to jail without any trial. Number 1. Number 2, they levied taxes on farmers, high taxes on farmers and artisans. They then they brought finished goods from England. They took the raw material at very low prices from India and brought their British goods to sell in India, and which had no import duty. The result was that the Indian farmers and artisans became very poor. They starved, and the Britishers became very rich. Okay. Now, anything else? And of course, you can also mention about the salary. The salary which the British withdrew was very high compared to this Indians. Indians got very petty salary. Okay, very less salary on the same position. Like for example, you will give of soldiers. Okay, they had same position, but Indians got less salary, whereas Britishers got big huge salary amount in salary, and Britishers got the big houses to live in, and they got servants. So all that also you can mention. So this is how they exploited. Now, next, name these people. The ruler who fought which battles against the British and died fighting. What did you say? Yes, Tipu Sultan. Then Tipu Sultan. Then the person who wanted to reform the society, Ram Mohan Roy. Of course, there are many others, but in according to this, we are referring to this chapter. What we have read in this chapter. So accordingly, we are giving the answers. Third question: the person who recommended the introduction of English education in India, Lord Macaulay. 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 He recommended the introduction of English. So after that, English was included here to be imparted to the Indians. Two popular leaders who led the revolt. Now there are many names given here, so you can choose any two. Okay, Peshwa Nana Sahib or Kavar Singh or Begum Hazrat Mahal or Bahadur Shah Zafar. So any two you can choose from these pictures or the name mentioned in your chapter. Of course, there are many others, like I said, but we have to stick. This is English language, and you've got this text here, so you have to stick to this. And accordingly, you are given the question, and you have to write the answers from here. This is not history that you are going to give the answers from elsewhere also. You have to stick to this chapter because it is of English. Okay. Now next. Again, okay. Now next 6th question, mention the following 2 examples of social practices prevailing then. Any 2. There are many that were prevalent then. Any 2: child marriage, untouchability. Okay. Untouchability. Okay. 2 oppressive policies of the British. Oppressive Diwani ki suppressing ki. Sending Indians to jail without any trial, and taxing the farmers, collecting high taxes or levying the taxes, L-E-V-Y-I-N-G, levying, levied, the past tense again, levied, L-E-V-I-E-D, levied high taxes on farmers and artisans. Okay. Then, 2 ways in which common people suffered. Again, you will write, I've already discussed. So you take the point from there about artisans, about the farmers, okay, about the salary. They did not, even if they got high education, they could not rise in position. They could only become clerks, okay, and they got very less salary when compared to British. Then 2 ways in which common people, then 4 reasons for the discontentment, dissatisfaction or frustration which led to 1857. Again, same points: oppression, you can describe oppression, then low salary, no promotion, spawning of Indian people by Britishers, spawning, looking down at the British Indians, then annexing Indian princely states. So any 4, or you can even subdivide this. Okay, levy taxes and no import duty on the goods brought from England. Then taxes on farmers, 3 of it. Then low salaries to Indians. So this is over. Are there any other questions? Okay. Now, comes the grammar part, that is direct and indirect. Is there still time? Is it time? How much time? 12:32. Okay, children, this is over. Now you do. Now again, I am repeating that you can use same notebook. First half you can use for reader, and whatever even worksheet you get from Bombay, you do in that. Just put the heading of which lesson you do. Okay. That those are to help you to understand better. Okay, and the second half you can use for supplementary, and now whatever extra that we do, you will do in your the film copies. Okay, now children, one more thing. Some of the questions are repeated in the worksheet. I told you not to do. If they are repeated, you are intelligent. You have got the choice, and if they are repeated, you need not write them again. And don't write even bigger questions. Answers are important. They are to give you practice. Make it shorter. Okay, and no need to write the extracts also from your worksheets. They should not be burden. They are there only to help you. Okay, not like a burden. So if you find that the questions are repeated, don't repeat them. Okay, no need to repeat like I said. Okay, so some children are telling bye ma'am. Okay, now I'm happy today that you were paying attention, all of you, and I wanted to teach you grammar, but I think it is almost time now. Almost time, sir? Or did you? 15 minutes. 15 minutes are there. So at least our introduction of somebody has asked what two notebooks now. What should I do? Well, fine. No need to worry. You should not get worried. What should I do? You find a way. You are intelligent. Use separate. Those who have got two notebooks, fine. You use two notebooks. One for reader, one for supplementary. If you have got one notebook, fine. You use one. Why should you worry about all these things? There are so many things to worry, not these small things. Okay, thank you very much, Shilpi. Anything else? Over ma'am, okay. Can we write working with language? Yes, working with language you can write, but I wanted to take a bit of starting. Let's see if I can do. There is still time 10 minutes, so introduction. I can take up introduction. Okay, or grammar. Report it. So you complete your question answers. Okay. Now next is your grammar, and that is order speech. I think you must have done in 7th standard also. 7th standard you had grammar, so you must have practiced. So this is a revision. I'll give you one sentence and let me see who types it fast. Okay, reported speech. I hope you're clear that when we are telling something about someone who spoke, okay, we either do in direct speech or indirect. Meena, I'm writing here. I hope you can see. Meena said, I am not well today. Okay, inverted commas closed. So this is direct speech. I am not well today. Inverted commas closed. Children, when you are using direct speech, you have to use commas in questions, in answers, in story writing, in whatever writings you are doing. This is very important. You can either use reporter speech or direct speech. Direct speech, if you are using I, me, she said, I, then you have to use these commas, inverted commas. And the word which you are starting, the first word after putting inverted commas has to be written in capital. Many people commit this mistake. They write this with small letter. Of course, I has to be written in capital, but otherwise also, if I had written can't you come, then also this should have been capital. Okay, understood? Okay. Now, the difference. Now, if we change this into reported speech, let me check. How many of you can do this? Change it into reported speech. Mia said, I'm not feeling well. I'm waiting on the screen. Meena said, I'm not. Meena said that she was not well that day. Very good. So you have done in your 7th standard. So this is just a revision. Meena said that when you remove these commas, you put the conjunction that she was. This becomes she, and then was not well that day. So this is clear to you. Is it? Yes. That she was today will become that day. Okay. So like now again, today becomes that day. Tomorrow becomes the next day. Yesterday becomes the previous day. Okay. Now becomes then THEN. What is the difference between THEN and THEN? THEN when we are comparing. Then THEN and then THEN for time. Okay. So, and now let us look at the difference between told and said. Said, here we don't have the addressee, we can write said. But told takes addressee. Told Meena, told Sheena, told her. But when you're writing said to her. or said, just said. The teacher said that we have to be very careful. Okay, told her. Now, I hope this is clear. Clear? Okay. This is direct and this is indirect speech. So now Meena said that she was not well that day. Meena said that she was not there that day. Okay. Now I'll pick up one more sentence and let me see how you will do that. I'm giving another sentence. Meena says, I work very hard. Okay. Now, change this into reported speech. Let me check. Complete. Okay, one more sentence. Okay, don't do bye bye. Shilpi, stop doing bye bye. Meena says that she was very good. Avdesh. Meena says that because this is in present tense. So when you are changing this into reported, Meena says because this was in past tense. If it is in past tense, then only you will change the words that are in inverted commas also in past tense. Now this is in present tense, so this will remain that she works very hard. Clear? Okay. One more sentence. Is there time? 10 minutes. 10 minutes are there. I can continue. Don't say bye bye and thank you. Okay? 5, 6 minutes. 5, 6 minutes are there. So at least this type of these types I can pick up here today. The sentences which I am giving, assertive or statements. I said to her. I said to her. I said to her, I am well. I am well. Now do it fast. I said to her, I am well. Let me see who will type the answer fast. Fastest. Type good. Okay, Sangeeta, yes. Children, I told her नहीं ये change नहीं होता है. This verb outside this inverted comma is not changed. Okay, it can be of course changed into she wanted to know but tense will not change. This tense will not change. So answer last answer. No. Okay, I told her yes. I told her that I was very good. I told her I was well. This is the subject here is I, so this will also remain I. Very good, all of you. Okay, so you have understood this much? Yes. I said to her that I was. This will change. Was because this is in past tense. जब ये past tense है, so here also it will be past tense. हाँ, अगर facts होते हैं, universal truth होता है, the sun rises, so that in that case the tense will not change. Okay, जो universal truth है, there the tense will not change. I told her I was very well. Okay, I was well. You don't need to put very and all. Whatever is here, a degree लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Only this tense will change. You will remove inverted commas, you put conjunction, and this tense here will change. Okay, so clear? I think now it's okay, fine. We'll end here. I hope you've understood. So complete your work, your question answers, and we'll continue with your this grammar reported speech. Okay. I told her that I was not well. Okay, bye. Yes, be by, e by, or in short, you're using. Don't spoil your language by saying be by. Okay, children, I understand you nowadays. Children use these short abbreviations or their own language. Yes, so bye. Bye. Once again.